stop everything.
You just found the ultimate guilt-free dessert.
This protein brookie delivers the rich chocolate of a brownie and the chewiness of a cookie.
And one slice is going to be 150 calories with 13 grams of protein.
Dessert, snack, or post-workout, this brookie does it all. Okay, so let's dive into this bitch. I mean, honestly, it's the best of both worlds. It's both a cookie and a brownie. Like, I get to choose which one I like better.
And you can't taste the pumpkin at all.
No, you never think that this is like so healthy, it's so protein packed. It's dairy-free, right?
No, it's not dairy.
Not dairy-free. It's
low carb, high protein,
and sugar-free.
Sugar-free, low calorie, everything. All of the healthy stuff.
Like, I could literally eat this whole batch, which I'm going to later. Now, here's the secret ingredient. That I really
do not condone this.
He doesn't condone this. But because the macros are so good on this, it's 130 calories. You are able to put 10 grams of Biscoff
150.
150, even still. The 10 grams of Biscoff is like 60 calories. So then we're talking, it's the equivalent of a protein bar, right? This just takes it to another level.
And Biscoff is just like cookie butter, so like
so then you get
regular cookies blended with
then it's basically
oil.
like a caramel chocolate. Oh, it's so good. So good.
If you don't want to use Biscoff like me, you can top it with some like powdered peanut butter with some like sugar-free maple syrup, or just some more chocolate syrup on top. You know what? In honor of you, I'm gonna try it.
You're gonna try it? It's so moist. It's like falling apart.
I do not condone this, I'm telling you. And I'm gluten intolerant, so this might have bad effect on me. But in honor of Puffy, I will try this.
It's so good.
So good.
It's so good. Like, it takes the regular thing, like from a 9.9 to like this is 11 out of 10, bro. That's so good.
Holy shit, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
That's so good.
That is healthy. You have no excuses to be fat and diabetic anymore.
Dude, this should be illegal on top of this. I do not condone this. Again, don't do this. Don't do what we're doing.
No, you're gonna be a
do the brownie, but like, wow, that's crazy good, dude.
And if you want, you can put some of this in the microwave and like drizzle it on top. Alright, so I have no idea how to make these brookies, and that's kind of why I brought Ali here, so he's just kind of going to run me through everything.
We're going to go through the ingredients first, and I have a secret ingredient for you, because I know if I told you that I put this... Yeah, you wouldn't probably eat it. Like all protein recipes, we're going to go with a protein powder. We're going to go with two different protein powders. We're going to use a chocolate flavored protein powder for the brownie, and a vanilla flavored protein powder for the cookies. We're gonna go with a 0 calorie sweetener, coconut flour, cocoa powder, psyllium husk, and baking powder. And salt, because Puffy loves salt.
Everybody loves salt. Everybody needs salt in their life.
For the wet ingredients, we're gonna go with eggs. We're gonna use Greek yogurt, because all protein recipes have Greek yogurt.
Do you need cashew milk?
I need cashew milk, or any type of like unsweetened milk, nut milk, preferably. And the secret ingredients, pumpkin.
No way! Oh my god! I figured that was the case. That's why the reaction's kind of like. Normally with healthy brownies, you need to add pumpkin. I don't like the taste of pumpkin, but honestly, I've had these brookies before, and that's why one of the reasons I wanted to film this with Ali, because it's a really solid recipe. The macros are really good, and you can't taste the pumpkin.
Yeah, if you don't like, I would recommend using the pumpkin, but if you don't have access to like canned pumpkin like this, any type of mashed fruit would also work.
Interesting.
But I prefer pumpkin because of the crazy macros. And we're gonna use chocolate chips.
Non-sugar added.
No sugar added, yes.
Alright, let's get this bitch started. What are we doing?
So we're gonna make a full pan. If you want, you can half this recipe and make like a smaller version of it.
Yeah, like for brownies, you can do an 8x8, a 9x9, a 9x13, or if you want to half this recipe, you can, but I wouldn't recommend it.
To be honest, like the half of this recipe, I would eat in a single serve.
Yeah. Or in a single day.
So we're gonna go with 2 scoops of chocolate protein powder.
It doesn't have to be the chocolate caramel. This is just personally my favorite.
You don't actually really taste the caramel in this anyway, so like it gives it a nice, like, enhances the chocolatey flavor. Next, we have coconut flour. We're going to go with 1/3 of a cup or 42 grams. We're going to go with 2 teaspoons of psyllium husk. So that's 10 grams.
And so with psyllium husk, the thing that's really good about it is it helps with your digestion and your fiber. You can also take it as a supplement as well. Or you can even put that in like smoothies. Right.
And it will make your smoothies like super thick.
Yeah.
We're gonna go with 30 grams, or again 1/4 of a cup of cocoa powder. You can add more cocoa powder if you like your brownies extra chocolatey.
Or you could add espresso powder.
You don't like coffee?
No, I don't like coffee, but the espresso powder, it kind of gives it like a good balance with the chocolate. You know, it kind of balances it out.
Did we have this conversation before?
Deja vu.
We're gonna go with 2 teaspoons of baking powder and a little bit of salt. To be honest, I'm gonna go with more than a little bit because the last recipe we made, the salt and chocolate went so good. I want some more salt in my brownies. The last recipe we made was the salted caramel loaf, which was really good. I'm gonna make it well in the middle. So again, you can add the wet ingredients in a separate bowl and add all of them together, but you can just like do this and avoid some more dishes.
It's easier. Makes cleanup less.
So 2 eggs, no shells, hopefully.
Perfect. Honestly, yeah, just a little crunchy.
Calcium.
a little extra calcium, you know? We didn't add regular milk, so that's why we gotta get the calcium.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with 160 grams of Greek yogurt, and then 240 grams of pumpkin. Now that might sound like a lot of pumpkin, but as I said, you're not gonna taste it.
And it gives it a lot of volume, right?
A lot of volume and a lot of moisture. So when they come out, they're gonna be super moist and like fudgy. I know you like that word. So.
I love moist. Super moist.
And 1 cup of unsweetened nut milk. So 1 cup is gonna be around 250.
Yeah.
Milliliters or grams, doesn't really matter.
Grams and milliliters are kind of the same thing.
I remember what I said last time. Bang on. Like that.
Boom. So now we're pretty much just gonna mix everything, right?
Yep.
Alright.
Because we didn't like add the wet ingredients in a separate bowl, we're gonna need to like mix it a bit more, put some elbow grease into it. If you
And
know
make sure you're scooping and folding. Okay, so now we did the brownie part, now we're gonna go into like
yes,
cookie
the
batter.
brownie batter's done.
Yeah.
We're gonna set that aside, and now we're gonna do the cookie batter.
Alright, cool.
For the cookie batter, I'm using a vanilla protein powder because these are simple chocolate chip cookies. But if you want, you can change up the flavor.
Yeah.
Use like, I don't know.
Like peanut butter.
Yeah, peanut butter.
Like they have a snickerdoodle one. You probably like cake batter is probably another
Cake
one.
batter,
Like birthday
yeah.
cake. There's even Chips Ahoy makes a whey protein powder.
Chips Ahoy makes a protein powder?
Yeah. Yeah,
That's crazy,
the
dude.
company is called Ghost. It's really good actually. I should have brought it. It's my favorite protein powder other than the Mars.
Yeah, you can change it up the recipe. Do whatever you're feeling.
I mean, but most people just have vanilla, so just that's okay. Vanilla's fine.
So I have 1 scoop of protein powder there. It's gonna be the same ingredients as the brownie batter, just
less.
not just less, and no cocoa powder. So buy the like base ingredients in bulk and put them in your pantry so you can use them for all your baking purposes.
Yeah, and pretty much all protein or anabolic recipes, they're all gonna have pretty much the same base, right? Give or take like very few substitutions, but everything's gonna have the same wet, same dry, and like 2 atoms.
So we're gonna go with 2 tablespoons of coconut flour.
Make sure you flatten it out, right? You don't want to make sure you're doing super round.
Not this.
Yeah, don't do some round up shit like that, because that's technically 2 in 1. That's why personally I like using scales, but it's okay.
We're gonna go with 2 tablespoons of sweetener as well. Now you can actually like do a rounded one like this because this is 0 calorie, but like I don't want it to be insanely sweet. So I usually put psyllium husk in the cookie dough as well, but we made another batch before this. Cookies turned out to be purple. So I'm not gonna put psyllium husk in this. Let's see how that turns out. You know, this is baking. It's weird. Like every oven's different, every protein powder is different, so you gotta live and learn, I guess. We're gonna go with 2 tablespoons of no sugar added chocolate chips. That's a lot. Gonna go with a little bit of baking
Yeah, look
powder.
at that. I ain't gonna rise, bro.
Half a teaspoon of baking powder. And 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda.
That's about like 2 or 3 grams, if that.
We're gonna add some more yogurt because more protein never hurt nobody. We're gonna go with 4 tablespoons.
Yeah, so we just finished the dry, now we're gonna go into the wet, basically. And to simplify, you don't need to put it in 2 separate bowls.
I'm gonna add a half teaspoon of vanilla extract.
Make sure not to overdo it with this shit.
I'm gonna overdo it with this because I forgot to put it in the brownie batter.
Okay, but other than that, make sure not to overdo it with this because this is literally an extract. It's very potent.
And I'm gonna add just a splash of milk.
And also make sure not to overdo it with this because you can always add more after the fact. You can't take away.
No turning back.
No turning back now. No. There's a good Fast and Furious song.
So we have our brownie pan, parchment paper.
Yeah, so good tip is whether you're using aluminum or like a regular baking dish, you always want to make sure to use parchment paper so then you can actually get the shit out of here because otherwise you're going to have to tear it. It's a whole mess. So you want to spray this. And what this is going to basically act as is a glue because then we're going to put parchment paper in it.
What I like to do is just like rip it
Yeah.
and tear this in half as well. Put one diagonally,
Yeah.
then put one horizontally.
And then you can basically lift it out.
Yep.
Yeah. Another good hack is like you can just take a giant sheet of parchment paper and crumple it all together, and then like you don't have to worry about it coming out. So now we're gonna add the brownie.
We're gonna add the brownie batter to the base.
So I think it's important to note that this pan is a 9x13. A lot of people for brownie recipes they do an 8x8 or a 9x9. So when you're doing a 9x13, it's gonna make a more thin brownie, but it's gonna cook faster as well. But you're gonna get more out of it. So just keep that in mind.
So instead of trying to distribute it evenly with a spatula, what I like to do is just like slam it and it kind of does the job for you.
For the most part, yeah. And so from here now, like, do you add any stuff on top of it, or it's just you put the cookie dough?
You can put the cookie dough on top while the batter is raw.
Yeah.
However, I don't know like every person's oven, so it depends on the oven. My oven's super weak.
Yeah.
So when I put the cookie dough on top, everything cooks perfectly in 30 minutes.
Okay.
But I don't know your oven,
So par bake it.
yeah.
Yeah, so par bake it is like you have to do it basically. A lot of people do that with like pie doughs, for example. They'll cook the pie dough halfway because otherwise if you put shit on top of it, the bottom of the pie dough is not going to be baked.
Exactly.
So we're going to stick this in for like 10 minutes?
We're gonna do 15 minutes the brownie batter and then 15 minutes with the cookie.
Alright, we're going to swap this.
So
Should I
this
set
is
the
the-
oven? So we're going to put it in the oven for like 400 for like 10 minutes and then check on the brownie and then top it with the cookie dough. So we'll get back to you then. Okay, so show the camera.
The brownie base is out of the oven. Now we're gonna top it with our cookie dough. You can use a cookie scoop if you want. If you don't have one, you can just use a regular spoon. So I'm just gonna put some dollops of the cookie dough on top of the brownie batter.
And then do you swirl it or you just leave the blobs?
You can swirl it if you want, but I like to, if you want to be fancy with it, you can do it, but it doesn't really matter. I like to put it in like designated spots. If you want to do like a portion control thing, you can like put it in certain spots just to make it like one slice, if you know what I mean. Like one cookie for one slice, you know.
So personally, I would recommend mixing it up, and then in which case, what I just did is I went like, I kind of just drew squiggles, and now it looks like more put together.
More Instagrammable.
We got a fucking thumbnail to take. And this time, it's not gonna come out purple.
Hopefully.
Yeah, dude, if it does, this will be so funny.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that this is all mixed and homogeneous, we'll put it in for we put it in for 10 minutes. Now we're gonna put it in for what, 10?
Yeah, another 10 minutes. But before that, I'm gonna top it with some more chocolate chips.
Shit's gonna slap.
This goes into the oven, back for another like 10 minutes.
So we have now pulled this out of the oven. I don't remember how long we had it in. We had it in for 10 minutes and we put the cookie dough on it. And then it was another, say 15?
Like 30 to 35 minutes.
Yeah, okay, so it depends on your oven. It depends if you're doing an aluminum 9x13, 8x8. The good rule of thumb is just like the toothpick test. If it comes out clean, then you're pretty much good. So now all we're gonna do is kind of transfer this from, well, the aluminum to not the aluminum.
To be honest, the toothpick test is kind of like depends on person to person because I like my brownies a bit like soft in the middle. I like my brownies like fudgy in the middle, so like I prefer to be like slightly undercooked. But if you like your brownies a bit more dense, you can. So we're gonna transfer this to our baking tray. Boom. No stickage.
Okay, so now we're basically letting it cool. You could almost, I can see the steam coming out of it. I don't know if you can on the camera.
Zoom in enhance.
Right. That's about it. So now we'll put the Jeopardy theme song on and let it cool. Pretty much it. If you're ready to make better choices about living healthier, about losing weight, about nutrition and fitness, then make sure that you like this video and subscribe for more just like this. Now, let us know your favorite part in the comment section below. Because I'll be honest with you, if you don't comment and you don't like this, I'm never making another one like this again. Now, also, if you want this exact recipe, step by step, with instructions, I will get him write it and I'll put it inside my school community. It's yours 100% free. All you need to do is make an account and sign up. And I'll see you. What? What? This is a collaborative effort here. All you need to do is sign up, all right? I'll buy the recipe from him. There we go. Okay? And then other than that, I mean, genuinely, a lot of effort goes into videos like this. So if you're watching me say these words right now, thank you very much. You have an attention span longer than a squirrel. It really does mean a lot. Just seriously, it's free. A lot of time, effort, and sacrifices go into doing this. So follow him on Instagram. And if you're in the GTA, you could buy these from him, by the way. He will deliver it, well, not him personally, but they will get it delivered to you. If you're not, then that's why we'll send you over the recipe. You want anything to mention?
Yeah, as you said, like you can, if you're in the GTA, you can get these. This is the protein brookie. I sell this on the Cooking app, which is basically Uber Eats, but for home cooks like me. All of my products are going to be gluten-free, they're going to be sugar-free. If you have a healthy lifestyle, if you're looking to build muscle, if you're looking to lose weight, these products are for you, designed for you, because they're delicious and you don't feel like you're dieting. So yeah, check me out on the Cooking app. Hopefully, I don't put the link
obviously, yeah. All the stuff will be in the description below. And until next time, guys. There we go. I will see you in the next video. Peace.